promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 455-718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply.
CaribJet, the most experienced travel agency company in Grenada, serving our clients and businesses for over 40 years. IATA accredited, we issue tickets on 280 airlines, representatives for Condor, the German airlines, and main agents for Virgin, KLM and Air France. We're specialists to the Middle East. Walk in to our ticket office at Maurice Bishop Highway, call 439-4444, WhatsApp 534-7755 or visit caribjet.com.
Grenada, are you ready? The Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs, in collaboration with the National Parenting Program, the Grenada National Council of the Disabled, and St. John's Residence presents West Side Street Fiesta. The large street in the parish of St. John's transforms into a family-friendly fun zone on Sunday the 28th of May 2023 from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. The day is ram-packed with a series of fun activities, including giveaways, cultural entertainment, fun and games, music by DJ Stunner, and performances by top local artists. Remember, health is wealth, and you can also get your health checked at the health fair on the day. So be sure to come out with your family to West Side Street Fiesta on Sunday the 28th of May 2023 from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Calling all athletics fans, the Whitsuntide Games at NACAC Combined Events are sprinting your way on May 27th and 28th, hosted by the Grenada Athletics Association. Experience the thrill at the Karani James Athletics Stadium. You'll be on the edge of your seat as top local and regional athletes from St. Kitts, St. Vincent, Trinidad, Barbados, Antigua, and Guyana compete for glory. Get the best view from the main stand for just $25 or enjoy the action from the bleachers for only $15. Got kids under 12? They join the fun for even less. Gates open at 9 a.m. sharp on both days. Don't miss out on the biggest athletics event of the year, the Whitsuntide Games and NACAC Combined Events. Brought to you by the Grenada Athletics Association. See you at the finish line.
To support your statement. Come on, let's be real about this. You have not answered the question. I'm going to pose it a second time to you.
And welcome to the MTV Evening News for Friday the 26th of May, and the news headlines are coming to you in association with Quartz Grenada Limited.
Seriously, there's a better way to beat the heat. Get an air condition unit at Quartz, starting at only $1,699. Inverter air condition units from $1,899. Plus, free installation with purchase. Get it today with no cash and pay over time. Protect your purchase with Super Shield extended warranty for up to 4 years. There's a better way to beat the heat. Quartz, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Coming up in the news this evening, International Monetary Fund mission concludes surveillance of Grenada's economy, which government says it's pleased with. The search continues for 42-year-old Cuthbert Mark. And in sport, Whitsuntide Games and NACAC combined events scheduled for the Karani James Athletic Stadium for the weekend. We'll have details to those and other stories coming up for you, along with the public forecast information when we return. Stay with us.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News comes to your compliments Nexa Credit Union. With you wherever your road leads.
But when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide, the light that shines our way. Wherever your road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Nexa, 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 right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Good evening, I'm Tony Julian with the details. A team from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has concluded its mission of surveillance of the Grenada economy as part of an Article 4 consultation. The team is headed by Huendang Lin, IMF Mission Chief for Grenada, who presented the conclusion to members of the media. One of the areas highlighted in the report is that economic recovery is taking hold.
Construction and tourism rebounded strongly. However, there was a sharp fall in the agricultural production due largely to bad weather. The fiscal balance, excluding interest payments, is estimated to have maintained a surplus of around 2.6% of GDP. Central government and government-guaranteed debt has declined to below 65% of GDP. For this year, real GDP is projected to continue expanding, but at a slower pace of 3.9%.
According to Lin, short-term risk remains.
The main risk is an economic slowdown in the key tourist source countries, especially if the global interest rate remain high and global financial conditions continue tightening. High import costs for construction materials could weigh on activity in the sector, while a renewed upswing in commodity prices would drag on growth and weaken the fiscal condition and position.
Upside risks were also highlighted in the report.
Stronger than expected tourism activity, larger domestic spillovers from public investment projects, the implementation of reforms to improve competitiveness, and an accelerated transition to renewable energy.
Discussions between the IMF mission and government focused on three key areas: enhancing the fiscal framework, safeguarding financial stability, and enhancing competitiveness and building resilience. Meanwhile, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Mike Sylvester, has indicated that government is pleased with the conclusion and recommendations of the team. According to Sylvester, the positive review means Grenada continues to do well.
They have submitted a draft report, which we are in the process of reviewing and doing some further consultation. So once we complete that, of course, it will go to Cabinet for approval and then to the next stage, Parliament and so on. So there are a number of recommendations that are on the table with respect to the rules. As we didn't just mention the debt anchor, which is one of the key rules that we are looking at. The determination for government is to determine what is that ideal anchor, and then when we will achieve that anchor by. So you would be aware, for example, that the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank They are encouraging the OECS or ECU countries to achieve a debt of 60% by 2035. So it's really for us to determine whether we want to do that before or whether we want to do that on that particular date.
The final decisions on these recommendations presented by the IMF mission will be made by Cabinet.
The other factor that comes into play is the whole issue of the primary balance. And we have to then determine what is the debt-reducing primary balance that would get us to 60% by whatever date, or 55%, depending on what the final decision is on. Then there's all the issue of the wage rule. That again is something that has been discussed. The issue of coverage. Right now, for example, the focus is on central government debt. So whether the coverage would extend to all statutory bodies and state-owned enterprises and so on.
A St. Patrick resident who was injured over a month ago by a rockfall in Palm East is calling on government to address the precarious conditions along the Western Corridor, which could lead to serious injury to motorists and pedestrians traversing the area. We get more on this from Troy Gill.
Kelvin Antoine, who was seriously injured while traveling on his motorcycle to St. George on April 20th by a rock slide just after Palmist St. John, is calling on government to urgently address the issue to avoid further injuries or possible fatalities in that area. Antoine spoke to our news team on Wednesday.
When I reached that area, there was no sign of any falling rocks. As I reached under it, that's when it started coming down on me, just come down on me one lick, you know. Then I just start getting lashed from the rocks and things what falling, you know. So these rocks end up damaging myself, damage the bike, you know. And as you could see, like my foot was fractured, my kneecap dislocated, my hand was broken up, you know. So they had also used this rod to keep it back in place and things still so far, you know.
That area, which is prone to rock and landslides during the wet season, must be addressed, Antoine says.
What I would like to see the Ministry of Works or whosoever responsible to do something about this area. Because like about 15 years back, I was walking in Grand Mall and on the way coming up when I reached that same area, a stone almost fell on me on the bike as I was coming up, you know. So this is an area we always have rocks what falling, you know, and it is very dangerous for pedestrians. It's very dangerous for everybody who traveling that route.
Antoine, who is a farmer by trade, was on his way to deliver coconut oil when the incident occurred, and as a result, he is no longer able to ply his trade.
This is an area they have to really take precaution and look at, you know, because of this thing what happened to me now is like I have to say I'm done, you know. It's like I can't go on my daily routine and do the things I have to do for my livelihood, you know. So that threw me right back in life. So I just there now nursing these wounds, you know. And then some of my bills, I have to pay some of my bills and everything. And even I have to pay government taxes. And I mean, if I'm done and I cannot walk and I cannot think, I mean, the government will still want the tax.
He says the Minister of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Honorable Andy Williams, paid him a visit and gave him assurances that he will be contacted by someone from the Ministry of Social Development. For MTV News, Troy Gill.
The issue of the proposed merger between the GCA and GCNA was once again raised during the Grenada Cooperative Nutmeg Association's annual general meeting that was held at the Deluxe Cinema in Grenville on Thursday. Minister for Agriculture, Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives Lennox Andrew, during his address, said for the merger to be realized and meet its objectives, more consultations are needed so recommendations can be made.
To achieve the ultimate model, government will welcome recommendations and strategies emanating from the GCNA, the GCA, and any national group or organization. I am aware that Minister Thomas has been doing his internal reviews and putting structures in place to follow through on the issue of merger. But I must admit that this is not a simple issue. And it would require the best brains in the industry. And I must say to you, some of these best brains are on your board.
Minister Andrews said the merging of the two associations must lead to the ultimate goal of increased profitability and productivity.
Government is of the view that the underpinning of any merger between the GCNA and GCA must be to realize significant strategic and operational gains far beyond what currently obtains by the independent operations of the two associations. Government is of the view that the ultimate merger must lead to improved efficiency, increased earnings to farmers and, of course, the state, better quality products and services, and an overall increase in stakeholder value. And so the Minister with responsibility for agriculture, having undertaken his internal reviews and consultation, will in due time roll out a process and plans for the Commodity Board.
In an earlier report, farmers' representative in the Senate, Roderick Sinclair, indicated that the merger is open for discussion, but the critical issue to be settled to move forward is ownership of the assets of both associations. And Minister of State with responsibility for agriculture and lands, fisheries and cooperatives, Senator Adrian Thomas, has reconstituted the board of directors of the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council. According to Minister Thomas, enhancing food and nutrition security is vital in the post-COVID-19 period. Minister Thomas also pointed out that with the high cost of food on the international and local market, it is necessary to boost local production to consume more locally produced foods and adhere to dietary guidelines to reduce the impact of nutrition-related illnesses. We get more in this special report.
Minister Adrian Thomas anticipates a close working relationship between the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council and the Ministry of Agriculture to strengthen the connection between agricultural production and the utilization of locally grown produce. In keeping with recent policy pronouncements by government on the utilization of sugar and sweetened beverages, Minister Thomas anticipates the Council will update the National Food-Based Dietary Guidelines and the National School Nutrition Policy for their full implementation. The reconstituted Board of Directors is chaired by Mrs. Gemma Bain Thomas. Other members are Dr. Tessa Barry, Member Consultant in Agricultural Extension, Wendy Andrew, Representative, Ministry of Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs, Kindra DeBellat, Representative, Ministry of Social Development, Justin Hazard, Representative, Ministry of Finance, Dr. Sean Charles, Chief Medical Officer, Ministry of Health, Deborah Gilchrist, Representative, Ministry of Education, Patifa Lewis, Representative, Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Dennis Batiste, Representative, Ministry of Agriculture, Samuel Alexander, Farmers Representative, and Ms. Lydia Brown, Executive Secretary of the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council. 4 members of the former board, Health, Education, Finance, and the Chamber of Industry and Commerce are also part of the new executive body. The Grenada Trade Union Council will soon name its representative on the newly reconstituted Grenada Food and Nutrition Board of Directors.
That's the first segment of the news. We'll be back with you after the break.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News came to you in association with Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
But when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. 'Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever your road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever your road leads,
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Big money, money, money. $3,000 every week for 3 months.
What?
Yes, it's the NLA's Crazy Cash Giveaway Promotion. Every week from April 11th to June 30th, 3 lucky Daily Games customers will randomly win $1,000 each week. Imagine winning as much as $36,000 in 12 weeks.
How?
Spend $12 in a single purchase on Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway. Look for the words Cash Winner on your tickets to collect $1,000. The more you spend $12 on your favorite daily games, the more chances you have to win. Must be 18 or older to participate. All prizes must be collected by July 7th, 2023. Other terms and conditions apply. See stores for details. NLA, making your dreams come true. Big money, money, money.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Buck some money. Buck some money. Ladies and gentlemen,
are you ready to win?
Sunday, June 4th from 5 p.m. at the National Stadium is Bucks and Money.
What is Bucks and Money?
Bucks and Money is the most exciting bingo game ever. Picture this: 15 bingo games, $100,000 in a box, and you decide your winnings. This is gonna be pure fun and excitement. Tickets cost $60 for one or $100 for two. Don't you dare miss this one. Bucks and Money, $100,000 in cash. June 4th, National Stadium, Grenada. Get ready.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones' homes and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel, as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenlec's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenlec at 237 for advice. By following these easy steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Calling all athletics fans. The Whitsuntide Games at NACAC combined events are sprinting your way on May 27th and 28th. Hosted by the Grenada Athletics Association. Experience the thrill at the Karani James Athletic Stadium. You'll be on the edge of your seat as top local and regional athletes from St. Kitts, St. Vincent, Trinidad, Barbados, Antigua, and Guyana compete for glory. Get the best view from the main stand for just $25 or enjoy the action from the bleachers for only $15. Got kids under 12? They join the fun for even less. Gates open at 9 a.m. sharp on both days. Don't miss out on the biggest athletics event of the year. The Whitsuntide Games and NACAC combined events. Brought to you by the Grenada Athletics Association. See you at the finish line.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. Tyrone Forto, a 21-year-old, Timon Daniel Sinclair, 22-year-old warehouse attendant, Trevon Robertson, 19 years old, unemployed, along with 2 juveniles, all of Paradise St. Andrew, who were arrested and jointly charged for the offense of rape committed on the 30th of April this year at Granlette St. Andrew, made their second court appearance at the Grenville Magistrates Court on Friday. The 2 juveniles were granted bail on Friday morning. However, the other men were remanded to His Majesty's prison until the 16th of June. It's alleged that the young men gang raped 2 young ladies after a carnival event. Meanwhile, a 6th accused is charged in connection with the Granlette St. Andrew rape. Ron Mitchell, 28-year-old helper of Granlette St. Andrew, was arrested and charged with the offense of rape in connection with the incident, which allegedly occurred on the 30th of April at Granlette St. Andrew. Mitchell, who had been evading police, was recently apprehended. He was jointly charged with Tyrone Forto, Timon Daniel Sinclair, Trevon Robertson, and 2 juveniles, who were all previously charged with the offense. In addition, Ron Mitchell was charged with the following offenses: 3 counts of robbery with violence, 2 counts of damage to property, 2 counts of stealing, a 2nd count of rape, and indecent assault. The charges were laid against Mitchell following investigations into several complaints made to the police. The relatives and friends of 42-year-old Cuthbert Mark are still searching for him and are appealing to the public for assistance. Mark, who is from Belmont St. George, was last seen on Monday the 15th of May after coming from the General Hospital, and his family has not yet seen him. His last known location was around the Foliage area after midnight on the 15th of May. Mtv News spoke with his brother Roland Mark on Friday.
I'm the one who brought him home, you understand? And he was not well. When I say that, he's alcoholic. And I dropped, so the kind of places and places they were seeing him, which I didn't say that. I heard up saying that. You understand? I knew to myself that he couldn't travel that far. You understand? I heard he was seen around the Belmont area, where he from. But he was walking out towards Granance. You understand? And I got up directly from an eyewitness who saw him. A guy in a big house right by me there. Yeah. And he said he saw him going down Granance Way. And he said the problem was that he was walking in the middle of the road. You understand? So people said he go down far distance and that was impossible. He could not. He had a diarrhea too. So he was kind of weak. Yeah, so he could not have gone to travel that far. Okay. I the one that took him. They called me, the doctors called me here and said that you have this guy here. And, the other workers said that he's my brother, That's how I got involved.
The First Choice Junior School held its career day on Friday, imitating a profession they would like to be in the future. The school's career day is held annually, where students dress up as police officers, firefighters, doctors, footballers, and so many other career representatives.
A profession that they like, a career that they would want to get into when they grow older. It allows them to do a little bit of research, you know. If they choose something, they can go and do some deep digging to find out, well, you know, what it's all about and what they would like to be. And sometimes their parents, when they know about it very early enough, they would organize for the outfit to suit, you know, what they want to be and so on. It helps to cause them to think about the future. It helps to cause them to dream about the future and maybe to achieve certain things as they continue to grow, you know. So that's why we do it. We just try to encourage them to have a goal, you know, and set steps to achieve such a goal.
The principal of the First Choice Junior School is Elizabeth Forsyth. She says the school's career day is a collaborative effort with the parents.
Well, I tell you, some of them go all out. They organize themselves, they get their outfit, their parents sometimes help them. The older ones do it themselves. The younger ones, their parents would get everything organized for them. And they come prepared because they can tell you what they want to be, and they could give you a little description, you know. Some of the smaller ones might just give you just a little sentence about what it's all about. The bigger ones might have the thing on a script because they would have researched it and things like that. And so basically it happens every year around this time.
And of course, MTV News spoke with some of the students themselves about their career choices.
My name is Leslie Julia Barry, and I'm a construction man. I'm a construction man. I want to be a construction man because I want to fix things. Hi, I'm Adrian, and I'm a fireman. And I take out fire because they take out fires and they help people. My name is Yvette Kimaya Johnson. Yvette, because I love animals. My name is Alexander, a policeman.
My name is Deshaun Morin, and I like to respect guys, and I love to save my country. A policeman. Because I like to respect guys, and I like to save my country.
My name is Duan Joseph, and I like football because it's so easier to play football than basketball.
Kira Mitchell, a pilot, because I want to make people fly countries to countries.
My name is Chef Carissa Latouche. I am a chef because I like to make healthy and yummy stuff.
And now on to this week's edition of Total Local. We discuss this weekend's Little Mr. and Miss Grenada 2023 pageant with Jenna Charles.
We're very excited to be a part of this promotion where we promote the young boys and girls of this country, showcasing their talents and skills and the bravery of some of these young chaps. They're wonderful. This event would be our 4th year hosting Little Miss Grenada. But however, this year we're proud to introduce the category of the boys. A lot of times they kind of shy away and we kind of leave them in the back, but this time we decided to grab them and let us walk along with them with the girls. So we have Little, Mr. and Miss Grenada this year. So far the preparations have been wonderful. As I said, the boys and girls have been working really, really hard to showcase their talents and skills. And come tomorrow, please the Lord, which is May 27th at the Trade Center. It will be a spectacular event. I'm asking everyone to come out and support the boys and girls. Come and see all their hard work and what we have been doing for the couple weeks that has gone. We must recognize our sponsors. We couldn't do this without our sponsors. We have some very, very caring persons in Grenada, and we thank them so much for sponsoring the boys and girls in this event. We want to specially mention our hardworking team, myself, Jermaine Simon, and Leah Hiley, who really tried to put this show together. It's not easy, but with the help of our sponsors and our parents and our boys and girls, tomorrow will be a wonderful day. Come out and support the boys and girls in Little, Mr. and Miss Grenada.
That's the second segment. We'll have regional highlights coming up.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Calling all athletics fans, the Whitsuntide Games at NACAC Combined Events are sprinting your way on May 27th and 28th, hosted by the Grenada Athletics Association. Experience the thrill at the Karani James Athletic Stadium. You'll be on the edge of your seat as top local and regional athletes from St. Kitts, St. Vincent, Trinidad, Barbados, Antigua, and Guyana compete for glory. Get the best view from the main stand for just $25 or enjoy the action from the bleachers for only $15. Got kids under 12? They join the fun for even less. Gates open at 9 a.m. sharp on both days. Don't miss out on the biggest athletics event of the year. The Whitsuntide Games and NACAC Combined Events. Brought to you by the Grenada Athletics Association. See you at the finish line.
Are you into the agricultural industry? Do you want the funds to grow your business? Quartz Ready Cash Small Business Loans is launching the $20 million Agricultural Fund. All you need to apply is your ID, proof of address, and 2 references, and you will receive the funding to get the equipment, tools, products, staffing, and services to grow your business. Plus, you pay nothing down. Get flexible payment terms, fast approval, and convenient hassle-free service. Don't hesitate. Apply today at www.readyfinancecaribbean.com or call 405-1257 or 405-3180. Quartz Ready Cash Small Business Loans. Every day, we help businesses succeed.
Box some money. Box some money. Ladies and gentlemen,
are you ready to win?
Sunday, June 4th from 5 p.m. at the National Stadium is Box and Money.
What is Box and Money?
Box and Money is the most exciting bingo game ever. Picture this: 15 bingo games, $100,000 in a box, and you decide your winnings. This is gonna be pure fun and excitement. Tickets cost $60 for one or $100 for 2. Don't you dare miss this one. Box and Money, $100,000 in cash. June 4th, National Stadium, Grenada. Get ready.
The facts to support your statement. Come on, let's be real about this. You have not answered the question. I'm going to pose it a second time to you.
Building resilience is the responsibility of us all. That means planning in the event of more frequent and intense storms. Introducing a new product called Flexible Hurricane Protection, FHP. FHP provides protection against tropical storms through to Category 5 hurricanes. If a storm covered by your policy impacts your island, you get a payout automatically. No assessors, no adjusters. Pick the amount of coverage you need. Use the funds however you want to cover lost income, replace damaged equipment or crops, rebuild your business, or carry out quick repairs to your home. Getting started is easy. Simply visit www.corpefinsurance.com to select the coverage that's right for you or choose an annual premium that fits your budget. Pay the annual premium at your credit union before 1st June. It's that simple. Make FHP a key part of your yearly hurricane plan.
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Welcome back. Here now is Clifton James with this evening's Regional Roundup.
Good evening with tonight's MTV Regional Roundup. I am Clifton James. Over in Trinidad, a Sangre Grande man who was taking a walk with a female friend was shot dead by a gunman who was waiting in the bushes for him. Police said 33-year-old Corinne Coa of Robinson Lane Damaria Hill was ambushed and shot multiple times on Thursday afternoon. The woman he was walking with ran and was able to elude the gunman. According to police reports, Koa was working along Milk Road, Tarura, Sangre Grande at around 4 p.m. and in the company of a female friend. Police said it was during that time gunmen jumped out of some bushes at the side of the road and began shooting at Koa. Investigators said police told them that residents heard multiple gunshots and upon checking they saw Koa bleeding profusely on the road and appeared to be unresponsive. Sangre Grande police and officers of the Eastern Division Task Force visited the scene as well as a district medical officer who declared Koa dead. Now in Guyana on Wednesday, opposition leader Aubrey Norton visited the first responders who bravely tackled the Medea Secondary School dormitory fire. They shared the harrowing account of rescuing the children from the engulfed building during the encounter. More in this HGP TV report.
The first responders to the devastating Medea Secondary School dormitory fire have recalled the horrifying experience of saving the children from the burning building. Parkinson John, one of the responders who opposition leader Aubrey Norton visited on Wednesday, said that he was awakened by his dog, and that is when he saw the deadly blaze.
When I go to the dorms mother already getting some of the children. So I just bore sheet and go start pick up the children, pick up, because they were screaming, back and forth and screaming. The screaming so much that I even know which one to tend to. So I just pick up. But the light of the screaming started, some started screaming close to me. So I just grab.
John explained that while rescuing the girls from the burning building, he felt tired but shook that off since his only focus was to save as many children as possible.
The gate was locked. I even blazed the security guard. I said, you work at the hospital, they tell me working like you got to sleep. You can't keep up. You have to sleep. You work at the hospital, later you work in my time. You must sleep. You got to sleep. So you know when I go in the gate, she know when I go in. If I open the gate was locked.
John's wife, Samantha Edwards John, who also went to rescue the girls, said there was a huge blaze when they arrived on the scene. Compounding the situation was that there was no security guard and the gate to the building was locked.
A 23-year-old Jamaican man has been sentenced to 10 years in a United States prison after he confessed to his role in a string of violent robberies of AT&T stores in Connecticut and Western Massachusetts in the United States. Alex Josephs, who appeared in the U.S. District Court in Bridgeport, Connecticut on Tuesday, was also ordered to pay $298,073, which is approximately 45.9 million Jamaican dollars in restitution. The sum to be repaid reflects the losses from 3 of the stores he robbed with accomplices. The Jamaican pleaded guilty to 1 count of Hobbs Act robbery and 1 count of brandishing of firearm during and concerning a crime of violence on November 30th, 2022. Another Jamaican, Shaquille Raymond, was sentenced to 6 years imprisonment in March last year and was ordered to pay restitution of $298,073. Both Josephs and Raymond face immigration proceedings when they are released from prison, according to a statement from the United States Attorney's Office for the District of Connecticut on Tuesday. The Jamaican men and 2 other co-conspirators, Ronaldo Smith and Deshaun Borg, staged robberies of various cell phone stores in Connecticut and Western Massachusetts. That was your look around the region. I am Clifton James.
This is the MTV Evening News. We'll be back with you after the break.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a flexi credit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it, accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. Flexi Credit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your Flexi Credit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sporting highlights are next.
Big money, money, money.
$3,000 every week for 3 months.
What?
Yes, it's the NLA's Crazy Cash Giveaway Promotion. Every week from April 11th to June 30th, 3 lucky Daily Games customers will randomly win $1,000 each week. Imagine winning as much as $36,000 in 12 weeks.
How?
Spend $12 in a single purchase on Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway. Look for the words Cash Winner on your tickets to collect $1,000. The more you spend $12 on your favorite daily games, the more chances you have to win. Must be 18 or older to participate. All prizes must be collected by July 7th, 2023. Other terms and conditions apply. See stores for details. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Money, money, money.
Good morning, Grand Lake Meter Reader.
Morning, Mr. Meterman. I'm glad I caught you. Last month, I got a very high bill, and I don't understand why.
Last month, we were not able to access your meter, so we had to estimate the bill.
So what can I do to ensure that my meter is easily accessible?
Well, you can get your licensed electrician to move your meter outside of the gate or directly in front of the house.
Well, I'll consider that.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Building resilience is the responsibility of us all. That means planning in the event of more frequent and intense storms. Introducing a new product called Flexible Hurricane Protection, FHP. FHP provides protection against tropical storms through to Category 5 hurricanes. If a storm covered by your policy impacts your island, you get a payout automatically. No assessors, no adjusters. Pick the amount of coverage you need. Use the funds however you want to cover lost income, replace damaged equipment or crops, rebuild your business, or carry out quick repairs to your home. Getting started is easy. Simply visit www.corpefinsurance.com to select the coverage that's right for you or choose an annual premium that fits your budget. Pay the annual premium at your credit union before 1st June. It's that simple. Make FHP a key part of your yearly hurricane plan.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supply, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
Whitsuntide Games and NACAC combined events scheduled for the Kirani James Athletic Stadium this weekend. That highlight and more coming up for you in our sporting segment.
The MTV Evening Sports is brought to you in association with Courts, bringing value home.
Your vision is our mission at Courts Optical. Shop today for up to 25% off. And with Ready Finance, pay nothing for 30 days. Book your free eye examination appointment online at www.courtsoptical.com. Your vision is our mission. Up to 25% off your completed eyewear. Only at Courts Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply. See in store for details.
Calling all athletics fans, the Whitsuntide Games at NACAC combined events are sprinting your way on May 27th and 28th, hosted by the Grenada Athletics Association. Experience the thrill at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. You'll be on the edge of your seat as top local and regional athletes from St. Kitts, St. Vincent, Trinidad, Barbados, Antigua, and Guyana compete for glory. Get the best view from the main stand for just $25, or enjoy the action from the bleachers for only $15. Got kids under 12? They join the fun for even less. Gates open at 9 a.m. sharp on both days. Don't miss out on the biggest athletics event of the year. The Whitsuntide Games and NACAC combined events. Brought to you by the Grenada Athletics Association. See you at the finish line.
And now is Tonya St. Louis with this evening's sporting highlights.
Good evening, sporting fans. University of Minnesota Director of Athletics Mark Coyle announced on Wednesday that Grenada tennis coach Lois Atterbury has been named head tennis coach pending the completion of a background check. Atterbury, who comes to Minnesota from the University of St. Thomas, brings more than 9 years of coaching experience to the Golden Coffer program. She replaces Katrina Thompson, who led the Gophers for the past 6 seasons. The Grenada Tennis Association, together with the Junior Tennis Initiative, is launching its Junior Challenger Series 1 tournament and is set to start on May 27th at the Tantine Tennis Courts for boys and girls under the age of 10, 12, and 14. And this is all geared to build membership and train young tennis athletes. The new president of the Grenada Tennis Association is Ali Drigo.
We expected to start this tournament at about 10 in the morning. Registration was up to yesterday, Thursday, May 25th. However, as it is one of our sort of startup competitions for special situations and circumstances, we may allow later registration through contact with Mr. Stanislaus, sometimes up until the morning of the tournament itself, Saturday, but that's for extremely special circumstances. Usually there's going to be, we expect there to be a sign-up that happens at least an hour before we start up the competition. That sign-up is going to be required in order to allow us to formulate the draws, right, for the competition on that day.
Grenada is set to host the Whitsuntide Games and NACAC combined events on Saturday 27th and Sunday 28th May at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Public Relations Officer in the Grenada Athletic Association is Kwame Hippolyte.
Well, preparations are going excellent. We're at a point where we think we are 95% ready for the games. This year's games, as we know, is also with the NACAC Combined Events Challenge. And so all the athletes are here. Some went through their paces this morning, and we think that the systems and all structures are in place for Saturday and Sunday. Most of the teams are here. We have one team that will be arriving on Saturday, and they will be competing later on Saturday into Sunday. So we are confident that the teams that are here, they are ready. They have shown, based on their training phases that they went through, that they are poised and ready for competition. The event will be spread in terms of track events as well as field and jump events. So over the 2 days, the program is set in such a way that you will get all aspects of track and field. What is we should note is that on the first day we'll have the 4x1 100 meters international, open and international, that would feature the Grenada national team, and then we'll have the 4x400 meters on the second day to end the program, and they will feature 2 of Grenada's national teams.
The St. Andrews Football League is pleased to inform its stakeholders and the public that the 2023-2024 season is scheduled to be launched with an opening ceremony on Saturday, 24th June at Victoria Park in Grenville from 2 p.m. The ceremony will include the assembly of teams, speeches from officials, prize giving for the 2020-2023 season, and a Soccerama Open Knockout competition. After a meeting at St. Andrews Football League's competition committee, registration for the competition will commence and the registration form will be made available. That's it for this evening's sporting highlights.
Thank you, Tonio, for the latest sporting highlights there. And viewers, when we return, we'll have the public forecast information for you and a recap of the headlines.
The MTV Evening Sports was brought to you in association with Quartz, bringing value home.
MTV Weather Report comes to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
We believe in possibilities. We are strong. Together, we are Grenada.
Good Friday evening, viewers. Good Friday night and the weekend's weather forecast and meteorologist Wayne Williams. After a sunny start to the day, that approaching tropical wave began to see some of the effects of the cloudiness from that wave as it moves closer to the islands. The bulk of the cloudiness, however, still behind the axis of the waves, bringing heavy showers over the open waters, but they're going to move over the southern Caribbean between tonight and tomorrow. So we should be getting a healthy dose of rainfall. The other 2 waves in the Atlantic, they're moving along, edging across the Atlantic very slowly, but the first one, of course, is the one we need to keep our eyes on. Massive area of cloudiness, a couple of winds still keeping most of it at bay, but with the axis of the wave approaching the islands, we're going to see showers developing there. And as I said, from tonight, you can expect an increase in showery activities into tomorrow. The forecast for Friday night, mostly, showers, mostly after midnight. Winds will remain easterly between 10 and 20 miles per hour. 24 is the expected wind tonight. The moon is going to rise at 11:20, or it rose this morning at 11:28. It's going to set at 19 minutes past noon on Saturday. Occasional showers are in the forecast for Saturday. Winds will remain easterly, however, they're going to swing around to the southeast from around Sunday. Choppy seas, 5 to 6 foot waves. Sunrise 5:41, sunset 6:27. It's going to be a 30-day, which will feel like 30. By Sunday, still about a 60% chance of rain. Winds remain easterly between 12 and 20 miles per hour. Seas still choppy, 4 to 5 foot waves. Sunrise 5:41, and the sun is going to set at 6:27. Temperature will climb to 30. It will also feel like 30. On Saturday, showers in both Port of Spain and Bridgetown. Fair skies in Kingston, thunder showers in Miami. New York remains sunny, more partly cloudy skies for London. There is about a 50 to 60% chance of some showers lingering on into Monday. But after that, partly cloudy conditions. By the middle of the week into next weekend, we're going to see lots and lots more sunshine. That is it for me for Friday night and for this week, folks. Have yourself a great night, a safe and an enjoyable weekend, and join me again on Monday.
MTV Weather Report was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
And now to end the news, a recap of the main stories. The International Monetary Fund has concluded a surveillance of Grenada's economy. Government is pleased with the IMF mission conclusion statement. The search continues for 42-year-old Cuthbert Mark. And in sport, Whitsuntide Games and NACAC combined events scheduled for the Karani James Athletic Stadium this weekend. We've had details to those and other stories look to at the public forecast information. And so now, on behalf of the news and production departments, I'm Tony Julian. We all thank you for viewing and wish you a safe and wonderful Whitsuntide weekend.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Gerard Timothy Henry, also known as Ayatollah of Birchgrove St. Andrew, who resided at Beaulieu and Happy Hill St. George, passed away on Friday 12th May 2023 at the age of 57. Left to mourn his children Alicia Henry Emmons, Anisha, Anika, Joshua, Akisha, and Amaya Henry. Grandchildren Shanavia Lewis, Trevon and Trevonte Henry, and Aaron Lindsay. Sisters Perpetua France Henry in the United States, Margaret Rose Henry in Grenada, and Hermelin Mazel Henry in Israel. Companion Barbara Duncan, niece Patrina Henry in the US, and many others too numerous to mention. Nephew Andre Henry, and many others too numerous to mention. Granduncle of many. Son-in-law Jed Emmons. Cousins Garfield and Compton Caliste and family, Oran Henry and family, Marcia Henry and family, Eric Pear and family, Linus Pear and family, Vaughan Weil and family, the Henry family of Birchgrove, and many other cousins in the United States, England, and Grenada, too numerous to mention. Close friend Lennon. Many other family and friends, including Hazel and Henry, Meralda Moore and family, the Paul family of River Road, the Emmons and Celestine families of Happy Hill, the staff and members of Nawassa, the Duncan family of Happy Hill, Nurse Cador and Nurse Bishop and staff of the Happy Hill Medical Station, the nurses and doctors of the male surgical ward at the General Hospital, and friends and neighbors of Birchgrove, Happy Hill, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Gerard Timothy Henry, also known as Ayatollah of Birchgrove St. Andrew, who resided at Beaulieu and Happy Hill St. George, will take place on Wednesday, 31st May at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Market Hill Evangelistic Centre, St. George, and interment will be at the Wilberforce Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. We are so sorry to announce the sad passing of Mr. Dennis Langdon. His wife and children will be holding a private funeral with just family. The family thanks everyone who has shown Mr. Langdon's support and love throughout his time in Grenada. Arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Myrtle Helen Frederick of Mali St. Patrick passed away on 4th May at the age of 90. Left to mourn are her children, Erlyn and Hilton Frederick, Lyndon and Lyndona McLeod, Iona Farrell, one sister, Olga in Aruba, 15 grandchildren including Sean and others too numerous to mention. Many nieces and nephews including Teresa Frederick, Deslyn, Auntie Anne, Kevin, Linda, Stephen, Curtis, Marjorie, Glenda, Knox, Lynthia, Teresa and Devlin. Her caregivers, Gloria and family, Teresa and family, and Dinsha. Many other relatives and friends including the Frederick family, friends and neighbors of Mali and surrounding areas. Many others in the USA, Canada and England including Kenneth. The funeral of the late Myrtle Helen Frederick of Mali St. Patrick will take place on Thursday, 1st June at 1 p.m. The funeral service will be held at the St. Patrick's Anglican Church, Sater St. Patrick, and the interment will be at the Mali Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Edwin Wickham, also known as Tally and Jet Li of Sab St. Andrew, passed away on Thursday, 11th May at the age of 64. He was the husband of Rosalind Bartholomew, also known as Happy, father of Chanel Wickham in Grenada and Carol Hackshaw in the UK, grandfather of Rhys, Nyla, Tia and Blessings, brother of Verna and Saga in the USA, Leroy in Canada, Rita, Ed, Phyllis, Ray, Vanessa, Danny, and Sheridan, uncle of many including Jasmine, Vanessa, Curtis, Jack, Roylin, Trevon and Shane, nephew of Mary Wickham and Chico. Many other relatives and close friends including Dr. St. Louis, Santi, Louisa, Alicia, Waveney, Kong, Gracie, Brenda Williams, Sunti, the Wickham family of Montrich, Baltazar, Sab, the boys on the block, friends and neighbors of Montrich, Baltazar, Sab, Merbo and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Edwin Wickham, also known as Tally and Jet Li of Sab St. Andrew, will take place on Thursday, 1st June at 1 p.m. The funeral service will be held at the Merbo Seventh-day Adventist Church, St. Andrew, and the interment will be at the Granborough Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Augustine Walter Telesford, also known as Beggs and the Missing Man, of Coles Gap, who resided at New Westerhall, St. David, passed away on Saturday, 6th May 2023, at the age of 75. Left to mourn are his wife Anna Telesford, also known as Teacher Anna, children Ricky Red Rat Telesford and Junior Telesford, Antoinette Castle, Roseanne DeGans, Dr. Devon Francis and Kellon Edwards, brother James Lewis, sisters Cecilia Lewis and Cynthia Telesford. He was the stepfather of Janice and Philip George, grandfather of Marquise and Summer Castle, Tricia, Brittany, Ruth, Curtis, Kiana, Kira, Prince, Savannah, Morris, Josiah, Gabriel, and Shania. Great-grandfather of 3. Father-in-law of Mario Castle, Alana Telesford, Shellon Francis, and Gail Noel. Many nieces and nephews, including Pearl Ann, Anthea, and Carmi. Brother-in-law of Stephanie Telesford, Margaret, Lorna, Mary, Keithford, Aliana George, Velma, Pastor Terence George, and others too numerous to mention. Other relatives and friends including the Men and Boys by Beggs Lambing Spot, Angus Steele, Kenneth Prime, Richard and Jonah, and others too many to mention. The Boys by Grand Shop, the communities of New Westerhall and surrounding areas, the Telesford family of New Westerhall, Woodlands, Willis, New Hampshire and Windsor Forest, the Licorice family of Corinth and Dudmar, the Antwine family of Brooklyn, New York, the Simon family of New Westerhall, and many other relatives and friends too numerous to mention. The funeral service for the late Augustine Walter Telesford, also known as Beggs, and the missing man of Coles Gap, who resided at New Wester Hall, St. David, will take place on Friday, 2nd June at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Petit Bucaille RC Church, and interment will be at the Corinth Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Raphael John Thomas, also known as Grain and Baff, of the Villa Victoria St. Mark, passed away on Sunday 14th May 2023 at the age of 70. He was the father of Cuthbert Charles, Neva, Akeisha, Orsky, and Nadisha Barry, stepfather of Rodney, Ron, Jason, and Wayne Barry, grandfather of Otterson, Mesha, Nathan, Zedhari, Jazinio, Ron, Sean, and Kellen, brother of Maria, Ben, Stephen, Ellen, Yvonne and Carol in Grenada, Evadine, Ina, Yvette, Daphne, Eugene, Owen, Joseph, Price, and Poxy in the USA, and Philip in Trinidad. Stepson of Catherine Scott, nephew of Vic Scott, brother-in-law of Gertrude Thomas, uncle of many including Dave, Antone, Gasson, Wayne, Neela, Maureen, Andy, Marina, Marlene, Andalyn, Stefan, and Gaynell, granduncle of many including Antonio, Garth, Nickel, and Uz. Caregivers Nurse Sheila De Silva, Denisha Phillip, Doreen Scott, and Lankar Charles. Many other relatives and friends including Stephanie Barry, Michael Sylvester, Vaughn Charles, Jerry Ann Barry, Roderick Crosby, Pat Fletcher, Chanel Sylvan, Kellon Paul, Miss Dawn, Merrill Tyson and family, the Scott, Martin, Thomas, and Barry families, Hurricane and the Villa football clubs, past cricket umpires, and friends and neighbours of the Villa and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Raphael John Thomas, also known as Grain and Baff, of the Villa Victoria St. Mark, will take place on Tuesday, June 6th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Victoria RC Church, and interment will be at the Coast Guard Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Thomas A. George, also known as Mason, and Sasae of Guave St. John, who resided at Upper Capital, St. James St. Andrew, passed away on Saturday, 13th May, at the age of 88. He was the father of Agnes, Albert, and Felix Lyons, Shirley DeRaveney, and Jeremiah George, grandfather of many including Cayman Jason Lyons and Kenisa Roberts, great-grandfather of many too numerous to mention, sister of Erica John in the USA, Magdalene O'Brandy in the UK, and Cecilia Clark in Grenada. Caregivers Michelle Bernard and John Renerick. Many other relatives and close friends including Lyons and George families, Clark family, Esther Henry Fleury, the management and staff of the St. Martin Home for the Aged, Mrs. Yolan Bean Horsford, friends of St. Matthew's Roman Catholic Church in Brushgrove, and neighbors of Upper Capital, St. James, St. Andrew, and Guave St. John's, surrounding areas too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Thomas A. George, also known as Mason, and Sasae of Guave St. John, who resided at Upper Capital, St. James, St. Andrew, will take place privately. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Matilda Lucina Clouden, also known as Lucina and Center, of Burgles-Carriacou, passed away on Sunday 14th May 2023 at the age of 92. The funeral arrangements for the late Matilda Lucina Clouden, also known as Lucina and Center, of Burgles-Carriacou, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Dawson Darbo, also known as Dorsey Boy of River Road, St. George, died on Friday 19th May 2023 at the age of 67. The funeral arrangements for the late Dawson Darbo, also known as Dorsey Boy of River Road, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Debbie Anderson of Birch Grove, St. Andrew, who resided at New Hampshire, St. George, passed away on Friday 19th May 2023 at the age of 59. The funeral arrangements for the late Debbie Anderson of Birchgrove, St. Andrew, who resided at New Hampshire, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Bernadine Doris Jeremiah, also known as Mrs. Doris and Sis Jerry, of Maho Croshu, who resided at Hope St. Andrew, passed away on Thursday, 18th May 2023 in the USA, at the age of 90. The funeral arrangements for the late Bernadine Doris Jeremiah, also known as Mrs. Doris and Sis Jerry, of Maho Croshu, who resided at Hope St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Imelda Lena Batiste, also known as Mama, of Chantymel St. Patrick, who resided in London, England, died on Monday, May 1st, 2023 in London, at the age of 67. The funeral arrangements for the late Imelda Lena Batiste, also known as Mama, of Chantymel St. Patrick, who resided in London, England, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Carlisle Wilson Joseph, also known as Kaya, of Willis, who resided at Molyneux St. George, died on Monday, 15th May 2023, at the age of 81. The funeral arrangements for the late Carlisle Wilson Joseph, also known as Kaya, of Willis, who resided at Molyneux St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Raphael Joseph Mitchell of Café Croshu St. Andrew passed away on Wednesday, 10th May 2023, at the age of 93. The funeral arrangements for the late Raphael Joseph Mitchell of Café Croshu St. Andrew will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Pastor Dr. Adrian Leroy Marast, also known as Bill, of Hope City St. Andrew, passed away on Friday, May 5th, 2023, at the age of 75. The funeral arrangements for the late Pastor Dr. Adrian Leroy Marast, also known as Bill, of Hope City St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thank you for watching.
I'm Pastor Jerry Keynes Douglas, and I'd like to take the opportunity today to express my deepest sympathy to all of you who have lost loved ones, friends, members of your family or inner circle. Probably one of the hardest issues to deal with in life is the loss of a loved one, someone close. There is arguably no harder blow than to be separated from someone as a result of death, and especially so when that death has come as a tragedy, as a tragic circumstance. Our deepest sympathy is with you today. I'd like to share a word of comfort with you from the Word of God that we can all learn from as we deal with bereavement, with mourning, with sorrow, and with the pain of a lost loved one. I like to say from the Word of God, we learn about Abraham, the patriarch. And the Bible says that when Abraham's wife Sarah died in Hebron, that Abraham sat down to mourn and to weep for her. And then after a period of mourning and weeping, the Bible says Abraham arose and he went to do business, to buy land, to build a tomb for Sarah, and to bury her remains. And for all of us, there is that issue of dealing with the grieving period. And yes, it's okay to mourn, it is okay to grieve, it is okay to express that sense of loss and the pain that it comes with it. But I say to you today, you're not alone. Like Abraham, go ahead and mourn. You're not alone. It's natural, let it happen. However, I also believe that with the grace of God, you're not alone in these times. So God says, and as you feel that pain, He says, come to me, all ye that are heavy laden, burdened and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. We need to come to Him and find a grace that goes beyond the casual comfort that people may give to us. Find support in God Himself. I also want to say to you that if you moan and you know your loved one knew the Lord, you know the Lord, then we do not moan as those who have no hope, but we know that Jesus will come again and the dead in Christ shall arise. That ought to be your hope as well. But finally, I also want to say to you in this difficult time to focus on what your loved one would have wanted. The Bible says Abraham rose up after his mourning, even during that, and he was able to get on with his life. And your loved ones would certainly want you to go through some grief and some mourning, but also to be able to move on with your life and to do the things that they would want you to do, to be strong, to bounce out of your grief and to be able to carry on and to fulfill the rest of your life until the day comes when you or I would be inevitably moved out of here by the same process. So my prayers are with you today, that God would help you and give you comfort and grace in this time of bereavement. May the Lord bless you and help you and strengthen you in an amazing way. And as I close, I give you this wonderful promise from God's word. He says, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. He says, I will strengthen you, I will help you, and I will support you with my mighty right hand. Isaiah 41:10. May God bless you.